Okay, so what do you need?
Guns. Lots of guns.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make a video on my latest upgrade to the shooting cabinet, and it's a big one. Ray over at Arpeg Electronics has always been my go-to guy for light guns. He's hooked me up with my original modded aim tracks and my very first gun for IRs. He even built me a set of gun for IRs in Jolt guns with the real action recoil, even before he knew it was possible. So it was kind of a prototype. I got one of his first ones. He perfected the craft and he started offering that great option. If you guys can get a set of Jolt guns and send them off to Ray, I highly recommend it. Now, I had those Jolt guns for a while and I was keeping up with the other projects Ray was offering as he got more proficient in making gun for eye modifications. People were sending him arcade guns from Time Crisis or from House of the Dead, etc., and he was modifying them. But it was always based on availability. Recently, Ray's been able to get in contact with a manufacturer who actually produces arcade guns new. So he can actually source them from the manufacturer, and you don't have to worry about sourcing these guns and sending them to them for modification. I couldn't pass up this opportunity to upgrade my Jolt guns to a set of real arcade guns. This is a Time Crisis gun that's been modified with 2 extra buttons, so it matches the exact same functionality that I had on the Jolt and the aim track before that. And this has the real recoil, and it also has a rumble motor, and it is just fantastic. Meanwhile, for player 2, I opted for a Time Crisis 4 gun. So this gun also has the 2 extra buttons, but it has a smaller grip, which makes it feel a lot better, but it does make it so that a recoil motor can't fit in this one. So it's a trade-off. So I got this one for my player 1 and the full-featured Time Crisis original gun for player 2. But it still has the great recoil, and it responds to maim hooker, so you can get full auto or single shot out of it. Ray was also able to start sourcing arcade guns from machines that used machine guns. And he's been able to get guns from House of the Dead, Scarlet Dawn, Terminator Salvation, Maze of Kings, House of the Dead 4, etc., etc. And I was really torn on just going to machine guns, because so many of the games nowadays are really like they're machine gun based. The older ones were really pistol based. And in the end, I decided to keep the slide action recoil that pistols offer, because that's what I have with the Jolt gun, and I didn't want to lose that. However, it kept gnawing at me, like, am I missing an opportunity to get some real arcade machine gun rifles? And so I decided to do both.
How many weapons you planning on taking? You only got the 2 arms.
Well, I just get excitable as to choice, like to have my options open.
This is an Operation Ghost machine gun. This has ambidextrous reload and ambidextrous secondary fire. It's got a recoil motor, a rumble motor, and an LED that indicates when you're being shot or when you're shooting. And for my player 2, I got the Terminator Salvation rifle. So this one has LEDs in the handle, your reload button here, and your secondary fire up here. Now this one just has the recoil in it. Because I am an early opter, that's what I got, but Ray, in pure Ray fashion, he has found a way to modify the LEDs and add a rumble motor into these. So if you're interested in one of these, definitely ask for the full deluxe version with all of those extra features in it. Now, in order to have 4 guns for a 2-player cabinet and not have to worry about reconfiguring software or hard coding certain games to only work with certain guns, I decided to go with an USB switch box. Now this is a device that's intended so that you can have one device and switch it between two different computers. Like say you have a computer and a laptop. But it's bi-directional. So I've decided to make two devices go to the same computer. So that way when I toggle the number 1, I'm on pistol. When I toggle the number 2, I can then launch the game and now it's the rifle. Same thing with player 2. Number 1 is the player 2 pistol and number 2 is the player 2 rifle. All I had to do was make sure that both the player 1 pistol and player 1 rifle had the same hardware ID and the same COM ports. Then all of your emulators and Windows, they don't know the difference between them. They just think that you've unplugged one and plugged it back in. But in actuality, we switched over between the rifle and the pistol. This has been a great solution. It works fantastic. And I still have my recoil power cutoff switches. If I want to play quiet, I can just toggle these hardware switches and it gets rid of the recoil, and I can toggle it back on to enable that recoil whenever I'd like. I can't recommend these guns enough. Ray has so many more options now and they are ready to go. Just place your order and you don't need to worry about sourcing any parts, just send them straight to them. A lot of you have been leaving questions in the comments on some of my past videos and I've been trying to answer them through video replies or direct messages. So keep them coming and I'll catch you all in the next video.